Hi everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to talk about something that's been on my mind lately, which is American versus British English. I've been thinking about this also because I saw someone on Instagram talking about how it's not important for English learners to choose American or British English. And I honestly have to say that I disagree. Learning English is hard enough. And I think that if you don't choose American or British, it's going to feel more overwhelming because there are so many differences between American and British English. So if you are not choosing one or the other, you're going to have more vocabulary to learn. Pronunciation is going to be even more tricky. And I just think it makes the task of learning the language harder. So, my advice is to choose American or British English because it's going to allow you to focus in without feeling overwhelmed by both American and British English. So, let's talk for a moment about the differences between American and British English. Well, one difference, of course, is the pronunciation. And that is mostly in the vowels, but it's also in the word stress. There are some words in British English that are stressed differently, and there are some words that are just pronounced totally differently. One that comes to mind is the word schedule, which is pronounced schedule in British English. So the same word can sound quite different. Another difference between American and British English is the vocabulary. For example, in British English, we have the word lorry, but in American English, we say truck, queue, line, or queue up, line up, row, fight, clever, smart, jumper, sweater. So there are a lot of words that are different. And because English already has a big vocabulary, I think it's a good idea for you to choose American or British so that the number of words that you need to learn is less. The next thing you want to think about with choosing American or British English is, what are your interests or needs? This can help you to make the decision. So first of all, do you really love the sound of American or British English? If you just love one of them, then that might be the one for you to choose. But you also want to think, what is the reason that you're learning English? If you live in a country where English is not the first or official language, then maybe you're learning English because you want more access to information in English. Maybe you want to watch movies or listen to music or access information on the internet or read books in English. And in that case, you might want to think about what type of information do you want to have access to. If you want to watch movies, maybe you prefer American movies and you should learn American English. Another reason that a lot of people learn English is to use it to travel. And I think this is a great reason. It allows people to travel to other countries and to find a common language that they can use to communicate with the local people. And both American and British English would work in this case. The next reason that many people learn English is for work or to get a job. And again, this depends on what you want to do with that job. If you want to get a job in your country working for an American or a British company, then you're going to need to think about what companies are more common in your country and what type of English would be more useful for that. For example, I have two family members who live in Brazil and they both speak American English as their second language. And they have found jobs working for American tech companies in Brazil. And they use their English to deal with customers online and communicate with their coworkers and bosses back in the United States. And finally, a big reason that people learn English is to get a job or study or live in an English-speaking country. So of course, in that case, you're going to want to think about what type of English is used there and start learning that one right away. I teach English in California, and I always tell my students that it's important for them to focus on American English because they are here in the United States. But after their English gets to a really high level, they need to start to expose themselves to British English. The reason for that is that we use a lot of British English here in the US. So, for example, if you turn on the TV, you can see that on TV shows there are actors with British accents. A lot of advertisements use voices with British English. And for my students who are going to college, they also need to feel comfortable with British English because they may have professors who speak British English. So again, when your English gets to be at a high level, you need to expose yourself to the other type of English so that you can feel comfortable with it. If you choose to learn British English, at some point, you're going to need to expose yourself to enough American English so that you can understand it easily. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what type of English you have chosen to learn and why. And I hope to see you soon. I have many videos coming up about pronunciation, grammar, writing, American culture, and many other topics. Thanks so much and see you soon.